Hi, Tom Trento here with the United West with a very interesting thought for all of America. Have you heard that meme, that phrase, that concept, jumping the shark? Hey, that person jumped the shark, that person jumped the shark. I'm going to tell you exactly what that means and how jumping the shark has become the modus operandi, the mode of operation of the Democrat Party here in the United States, because they have become irrelevant. Recently, here in South Florida, Professor Bassem al-Ahabi, a lying Muslim cultural jihadist, the founder of the Islamic Center of Boca Raton, an individual who assaulted one of our investigators, an individual who has justified chopping off hands under the Sharia to decrease crime. He joined with the head of the ACLU, Mark Schneider, in South Florida, to do a presentation on Sharia, nothing to fear. Well, we had our folks there, we had our cameras there, and after the presentation, there was a Q&A time, and an individual asked the question about the chaos in Charlottesville. And what Mark Schneider, the head of the ACLU in South Florida, Palm Beach, what he said to the question about Charlottesville is an absolute perfect example of jumping the shark.
We recently went online and saw some Nazis who said that racial segregation and the subjugation of the black race is commanded by the Bible. These people are part of a terrorist network. They're part of a terrorist network, and I would like you to consider, when people commit crimes such as were committed in Charlottesville, that you start calling these people Christian terrorists. Because that's what they believe. That's what they believe. They believe their mandated beliefs in racial segregation come directly out of the Bible.
All right. I mean, that is just bizarre. You know, to equate these goofball neo-Nazis or whatever they are with doctrinal Christianity is completely absurd. These neo-Nazis, these Nazis, have as much to do with true Christianity as President Obama had to do with true Christianity, which was nothing. Neither Obama or the Nazis have any idea of what it means to be a Christian or live as a Christian, but to Mark Schneider, jumping the shark was his modus operandi, because he has become irrelevant. His organization is becoming irrelevant. He doesn't have proper answers for Charlottesville, so he comes out with extreme, shocking statements to gain some sort of respect and authority. Well, where this came from was from our dear friend, the Fonz in Happy Days. But as all TV sitcoms go, it started to digress and die out. Well, the brilliant leaders and producers and thinkers said, we got to bring relevance back to this. We've got to bring an audience back. We've got to have people believe in us again, the Democrat Party. We've got to do something. Well, let's have some crazy shock value event that'll bring everybody back to the television set saying, Happy Days is the way to go. So they came up with this.
There he goes!
Apart from being some of the most stupid television ever produced in the history of television, it illustrated the extreme measures to which individuals will go to gain a sense of respect, to gain an audience, to gain a following by doing something completely shocking and ridiculous. This has become the modus operandi of the Democrat Party. Initially, they were devastated by President Trump's victory. There was no way he was going to win, but he did. So what do? Jump the shark, number 1. He's a Russian agent. That doesn't fly. Jump the shark, number 2. He's Dr. No. He's going to blow up the whole world with nukes. That didn't go anywhere. Jump the shark, number 3. Trump's a Nazi. That's what he is. He's a Nazi. What happens, folks, when an irrelevant group of people, in this case the Democrats, continue to throw out shocking concepts to gain relevancy, respect, and authority? It degenerates and destabilizes the ground upon which they stand. Every time the left, joined with the mainstream media, jumps the shark, particularly with President Trump, sit back, enjoy it, watch it, because they're creating their own demise with this approach to public policy.
Today, America First, it was not just the racial, the Hitlerian background to it.
That tweet is also enough to impeach the President of the United States.
Let's be very clear, and I think I want to just be direct about this. The piece of human refuse who sits in the Oval Office is a hardcore racist and a bigot. And he ran his entire campaign.
Well, there you go. He's unhinged. It's embarrassing, but he has given oxygen to racists. He is clearly trying to ignite a civil war in this country.
It was an astounding chain of lies tied together by lunatic asides by a man who obviously is mentally unstable.
That the only defensible excuse, the only defensible explanation is if he is not mentally well.
What does it mean that the president is essentially committing fratricide?
I worry about, frankly, the access to the nuclear codes.
Why is President Trump showing sympathy for white nationalists and other hate groups? One editorial board of a big paper this morning calling the president America's bigot-in-chief.
He's now given safe harbor to Nazis, to white supremacists.
Donald Trump, short of only maybe Woodrow Wilson and Andrew Jackson, is being himself more than any other previous president with disgraceful racial views.
Anyone who is in that White House and who is supporting him is complicit in their racism as well.
It was disturbing, Don. I think we saw the president's true colors today, and I'm not sure they were red, white, and blue.
We can surely say his words have absolutely emboldened white supremacists.
Tom Trento for the United West. Stay tuned. We're going to be bringing you some cool stuff. Like this video, share this video, and if you can, take a few coins out of your pocket and send it our way. Help us out with some donations. Take care.